In today's episode of Safety Optional, we almost get a truck ready. Hey everyone, welcome back to Safety Optional. It's been a really long time since we've brought you anything, but finally tonight we're back working on the truck again. I know, I'm sorry, it's been a long time. We've all been extremely busy with work and real lives and that sort of stuff, but we're finally back working tonight on our engine swap. So, just to give you a real quick overview, what we're doing is we're putting a Chevrolet V8 out of a 2005 Tahoe into our 1987 Jeep Comanche pickup. So without any further discussion, let's get started. All right, Eric, tell us what you're doing here. What is this?
So right now I'm putting the bracket on our Deechworks fuel regulator. So Deechworks makes a really nice product, but unfortunately their documentation is not that great. So I'll help you guys understand what's going on here. So the way this works is you run the supply from your fuel pump into either of these hose barbs. Then you run the supply to the engine through either of these hose barbs. And then the return goes out the bottom hose barb. So the pressure supplies, the pump supplies pressure to this top part, and then when it reaches the proper pressure, it opens diaphragm and lets gas flow through the bottom hose barb back to the tank. And then this hose barb is a vacuum reference. It changes the force on the diaphragm and lets more or less fuel out of the return to raise or lower the pressure depending on vacuum, how far down you have your gas pedal pressed. So
Pretty awesome. And we're going to mount it right here on the fender, right?
That's the idea.
So did you just bolt a stud through the fender or weld that on? Or?
I drilled a hole, and then there's a hole on this other side, and I fished.
Okay, you took the fender off.
Plier. Okay. Yeah, I took the fender off, and then I put this bolt through there, and then I didn't want it to fall back through on accident, so I, in a very half-assed manner, I had scissors in the gun here, and then ran the wire all the way into there, and after I did that enough times, it was kind of booger welded on there. So,
well done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But you can't see any of that, so you know it still has the possibility of being a show truck someday.
Yeah, let's get a look at this show truck while you do that. Oh yeah, I see it now. She is ready for SEMA. This is every bit a show truck. Okay, so one other thing that we worked on in the meantime is this plug right there and that plug right there. Eric had those made and put on there, and they've got gaskets on them. So those are for, I guess they're the EGR ports for these exhaust manifolds, which came off of a 2002 Camaro.
Right.
Camaro.
So these manifolds are the ones that actually fit, but they needed those ports plugged up. So now they are plugged off, and we can actually, well, we don't have any exhaust gaskets here, and we don't have any downpipes, but little by little, we're getting the little pieces in there. So
It may be kind of loud when we turn this thing.
Might be.
I'm not gonna go over there.
And we have another goodie for you here. Check this out. Little switch panel here. We got main power. One of these will be a fuel pump. Push button engine start. It's gonna be pretty badass.
yeah, that's just the touch of the thing, and the faux carbon fibers is going to be a nice touch. But
Yes.
where did you get that?
There's a lot of faux in this car.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that is a temporary probably solution.
Yeah, right.
I think it
What
needs
they
to
say
be
about
permanent.
temporary solutions.
Custom.
All right, let's get started putting it in.
The truck was temporarily in the front of your shop for 10 years.
That's right. Hey, it's gone now. That was temporary.
All right, Eric. Let's see what you did here.
All right, I've fashioned us a inline fuel gauge. I'm relatively sure that gas doesn't hurt brass. Let's find out. What's the worst that could happen?
Just got a real quick test, make sure the starter. Yep,
It works.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Yep, did you hear it?
Yeah.
Yep,
Try
so
it again.
starter works.
Very nice.
All right, we are making some progress here. Of note, we have gotten the correct belt on here finally. So we've got a serpentine belt set up. Not that it really matters, but it's at least on there. I will post the link to, or the part number for this in description below once I figure it out. But in addition to that, we've started working on an intake. So we've got a generic cold air kit that we're just going to put on here, which gives us a place to mount our mass airflow sensor, which is fantastic. And Eric is over here plumbing up now the fuel lines to our fuel pressure gauge and our fuel pressure regulator. And one thing that we've done in order to kind of help the process, I brought my truck in so we could use it as a reference because it's got the same exact engine and wiring. So we can use that to see how it was wired for the things we can't remember from the Tahoe when we took it apart. Some stuff is still makeshift. We've got a couple of hot wires here tied into this block right here from the battery. And the battery is hooked up. So we've just got some generic hot wires there. So for example, if I want to test the starter, woo! And notice the belts. So we've got a starter that will turn now at least. So that's step one. Step two, which we haven't quite figured out yet, is power to the computer. But I'm pretty sure it's this wire right here, which we're getting ready to connect to just a random hot wire that we have coming back here into the cab. And then we have another wire here tapped on to run to our fuel pump. So if we touch those, the fuel pump will run. So I'm gonna temporarily hook up that hot wire to a common hot and then run a ground wire to be able to hook up our new switch panel, at least temporarily. So gonna work on that. Yeah. Copyright strike or whatever. All right,
It's getting real. Dangerous.
all right, putting fuel into the gas tank.
Real flammable.
Gas tank is heated back up. We probably ought to clean up the floor. Last thing we need is for that stuff to
burn that
spark.
off.
You need to get
I got a match.
Get a close up of this. Think safety.
This is the optional
Yeah.
part of it.
We thought about it. All right, so over here,
Have you seen my nice?
I don't really know what I'm doing, but I've wired up.
non-compliant valve there.
I've wired up a switch here to be our fuel pump. So that is our fuel pump on, and it's kind of rigged into the wire over here that should be for the fuel pump. So here in a second we'll test that out and see if it makes a noise. So pretty rad though to have this switch panel.
I guess we can just pour it all in there.
Okay, I'm hot wiring the fuel pump right now, and look at the gauge. So we're circulating gas.
Right at 60.
There is no
No
I
leaks.
can hear it flowing. Can you hear it trickling?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's flowing. Okay,
All
now
right.
turn it off so we don't run our battery down. I'm kicking around with the lights and crap. Let's try and get this thing started.
All right, so you got it. You have a switch wired up to hopefully power up the PCM, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna turn this
All right,
on.
Colin, get that camera on.
and
And
you're gonna hot wire the starter.
all right, well, we are making progress. It's only like 8:45, which is not bad.
That's pretty good for us.
So we've still got some working hours left ahead of us, but we are working on trying to figure out the wiring for the computer so we get this thing started. So we've got a hot wire run to the starter so we can make the starter turn. We've got a hot wire run to the fuel pump so we can make the fuel pump run. And with that, we've been able to adjust the fuel pressure. So we know we've got proper fuel pressure. So if you've got all that, we really just need to be able to make the computer think the key is in and on. And so we are able to, hopefully, you know, we'll hotwire it and see if we can make it run. I don't know. We're just trying to figure it out here. All right, we're gonna try it out.
Okay, wait. So here's what's gonna have to happen. I'm gonna have to flip this switch. You're gonna have to.
Switch will turn the Jeep on.
Yeah.
Then you'll hit the fuel pump.
And then you'll crank the starter.
Then I'll crank the starter. So all right, we've got power.
I just got.
That's something.
How do we tell if the starter was on, or the computer is on?
I don't know. Was that gauge kicking up?
Yes, it kicked us. It's sliding back down now.
Let me check, make sure we've got pressure here. We do. We've got gas.
Do we need to make sure, we have spark.
We don't know if our computer's on. And I don't have my freaking widget here tonight to check the damn ODB2.
Yeah, I don't have one either.
OBD2. Okay. All right, we've got a couple of loose ends we figured out we need to fix.
There's no oil in the engine either.
Did we drain all the oil out?
There's no oil? I'm pretty sure.
Check it.
Stick your finger in there. Welcome to a typical evening with Safety Optional, where we ask such questions as, did we drain the oil from the engine? I don't know. Let's check the dipstick.
Is this a dipstick? I don't like how it's like
I know.
pop riveted together.
Just check it. Just check it.
I can see the cabin from in down here.
Yeah, nothing on the dipstick. All right, let's put some oil. So we got to put oil in the engine. We'll get that done. We found a couple other loose ends we got buttoned up. I'll take you guys on a tour after we figure out if we can make it run, but I'll show you everything that we've done tonight and summarize it here in a little bit. But still working on it. So the last time we tried to start it, we realized we had a couple of wires plugged into the wrong place. So, all right.
You gotta leave that in.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Try again.
So first I'll hook battery hot, right?
Okay.
Okay, we got power. All right.
Okay, so engine on.
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, engine on.
Okay.
This was not.
Fuel pump.
All right. Fuel pump.
Power's on the side. Oh, it's you got it on. Tap the screen.
Pressure's coming up.
Okay.
Did you turn it off? Oh, I don't know.
All right.
Well, let's think.
Well,
We need to check to see if our we're sparking or if we're shooting fuel. And pull a spark plug.
spark plugs in there?
We have spark plugs in there.
Yeah,
Let's-
you're sparking.
Let's pull a spark plug and check.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, she's not sparking.
Spark. Nice sparks. Good sparks.
All right, no pressure.
Okay. Ready?
We're gonna try again.
Ready? Yes. All right. Engine up. Oh, I heard a relay click. Fuel.
A relay clicked?
Yep. All right,
Pressure's
so the
up.
computer's on.
Oh, that's something!
All right, hold on.
Okay, let's try again. Try again.
Hold on. All right, hold on. Hold on. Ready? What's going on? What do we think?
Just one more time.
Do we smell electrical fire?
No.
Is that just the exact gas the burning? Is that the exhaust?
It's the trans fluid.
Oh my god.
Oh, it stinks though.
Wait, you sure it's training fluid, not from that what I just screwed in down there?
Oh,
Yeah, it's transmission fluid for sure, but
yeah, it's coming out of the.
Ew.
Sparking?
Nice sparks. Good sparks.
We have spark.
You get the. You got that?
Yeah, it's coming out of the. It's just puke and trans fluid all over.
That's a lot.
All right, here's an overview of what's going on. So we're trying to crank it over and it's just barely firing off and then it just won't do anything more. So it's got spark. We've gotten it to spark with the spark plug out. And we know we've got fuel pressure up there, so it's just not making sense yet. But whew, we're so close, so close. So we're gonna keep messing with it. So Eric and Colin are going through right now, checking all the spark plug wires to make sure they're connected. Well, the debugging continues.
Better.
You just spray the front like that? Yes.
Yes.
Hang on. Ready?
okay.
We ready?
Yep.
Again?
No, when it fires, give it a tube, okay?
Okay, no, that's good.
All right, well, we didn't get everything done tonight that we wanted to. We did not make the engine run, but we got, oh, so close. So to just give you a quick recap of what we did. Tonight, we got the serpentine belt put on. We got the EGR block-offs installed on the manifolds. We got the fuel pressure regulator hooked up with a fuel pressure gauge. We got the fuel pump on and running. And we got the fuel system completely going. Then we got the computer hooked up. We got the wiring all troubleshot mostly and plugged in. We got our battery wires hooked on correctly, and we were able to make it crank. And so we did some test cranks, and it kind of fired off for a split second when we put starting fluid to it. So we are so close. Now what we're going to do is what everybody does when they can't get a car to run. We're going to turn to the internet. So we're going to hit the forums and the message boards and find out what we can find out and see what we need to do to troubleshoot this. The goal is to make it run reliably, at least for a little bit. Then we'll figure out the cooling system, and then we'll pull the engine back out, tidy up the wiring, and get it all in a final condition. Hopefully Eric and maybe some of us will have some time to do that in the off days, before our next video. But hey, we're making progress little by little. I'm sorry it took so long. Hopefully it's a lot sooner that we give you a next video, but I appreciate you sticking with us. We love you guys watching it. Thank you for subscribing. Just thank you for all the support. We'll see you next time.
Suggestions, please.
We need all the help we can get.